Hello, everyone. This is Pharaoh Benson with Nation 506 and 817. Just wanted to give you guys a Medici fleet. It's an event that comes up. My younger city is not quite there yet. It's usually takes a couple of weeks before it shows up in your nation. Once it does, it gives some really good rewards, especially the further down you get. Let's kind of jump in. The one thing that I will say about Medici is, in general, the best thing to do beforehand is your fleet expansion as well as attack buffs. I like to get those out of the way right off the bat. I don't spend gold on fleet expansion. I could and maybe get farther. It's actually really good too, because with the way the percentage based scaling works, you can really get ahead of the curve by doing it. But I don't necessarily need to get ahead of the curve, right? I'll be happy with what I get. So the first thing about Medici is you kind of have this 3 times threshold. So what does that mean? You get 3 times your total amount of zombies as a base amount that you can get. It does seem right. Okay. So the first thing that I like to do is add 1,000 of everything but the shredders. I do 10k shredders, and that's 10k individual units for me. What you really want to strive for is a fairly hefty front line. It ends up being about a third of your total fleet. A little bit over a third is what I typically do, and have had the best luck with. But you really should shoot for about a third of your fleet. And then I do basically 1,000 of everything. And so you'll see very quickly, because everything that's not the shredders, and I like the shredders because they do really good. You can absolutely do tanks instead. And again, just keep in mind the troop count is different. The reason you're adding the 1,000, and I've tested it without them. I've tested it where I just focused the troops in. I've tested a lot of different things. The reason why I don't have 1,000 of those anymore. The reason I focus so heavily on that is just because it forces your units to stand in the correct position for a fight, so that when your enemy is attacking you, they collapse around your melee, and it allows your cannons and shredders, your cannons and your EMP cannons or your doomsday cannons, whichever one you're using the most of, it allows them to kind of get a lot of benefit. So we get to this part. I'm C34. I would love it if my cannon count was enough that I could max out on them. I don't have that amount of a cannon count, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in full amount of doomsday cannons, and then I'm going to pump the rest of my fleet as the EMP cannons, and then I'm just going to add snipers because there's still just a tiny bit of room, and every little bit helps. And this is going to be my Medici fleet. Again, kind of going back through it. It's 1,000 of every unit for me. If you have a smaller city, go down to 100. If you have a really small fleet, 10 is fine, because it's all percentage based. So what do I mean by percentage based? I'll show you. But again, this is kind of what I'm using. It's 1,000 of everything in mid, and then max either your highest tier cannon or your highest tier EMP cannon. And the reason being is both of these have an ability, right, bomb launcher, that does AoE damage. So this is going to get your area of effect damage down, which is really, really good for this event. So let's jump in. I wanted to talk about the percentages. Cool thing I noticed upon returning, and this may not be new to everyone, it's just new to me. When you use gold to skip a wave, which I can get up to wave 11, you can, you'll get all of the stuff automatically picked up. It's really nice. We're going to go long range attack. Again, we're pretty much always going to pick troop amount. I might occasionally throw in the troop heal, but I generally don't. Okay, and then I was hoping for something zombie. I could go melee defense here because I do have a lot of melee, but I'm still going to keep going long range attack because, well, attack is really good. And I'm just going to try to rifle through this as fast as humanly possible. So forgive me, guys, if this goes fairly quick. I just want to get it done. So yeah, basically the big thing with Medici is always going to be trying to get your attack up and your zombies up. And the reason being is zombies in Medici refresh after every fight. So if you can get more, and sorry, still get over this cough, but if you can get more of the like zombie hit points, defense, etc., like zombie ruler is a really good ability. That one is a very good ability, and I'm going to pick that up even over the long range attack because your zombies, again, they absolutely refresh. Actually, before I forget and start attacking, I'll activate my tonics. And yes, a lot of these do a lot of work, so if you're ever wondering, it does. You do not have to spend gold like I do, and you can still get to a decent enough wave. I'm doing that today because I have a decent amount of gold and I felt like it. On the sales, things over 60% that you will use is what I recommend. I mean, I could use the biochemical material because I could get more of the T11 zombies, but I'm feeling lazy. This is a terrible decision, so I'm going to pick medic because why not? But you could go with mid-range defense. It's just you don't have enough mid-range troops to matter. And yeah, we'll keep going. And at this point, I'm going to slow down on my gold spend, so fair warning. Because I do not feel like opening every single chest if they're not going to give me keys. So you can see what happens when you have a bad run, because you want to get as many keys as possible on a good one. Biochemical zombie defense, still better than troops. Yeah, and then basically a lot of what this is just kind of going through as quick as you can. Maximize the buffs. The chest size matters too, by the way. So these small ones, this is now, we're into the medium chests, the rare ones. They get bigger as you get further down. So like if you know you're going to get to a lower wave and you want to save some gold, it's better to spend it later than earlier. And then the next lesson is always go with increases max number of troops. So the big thing that Medici scales off of is actually troop count. It's not necessarily your individual statistics. So having more troops is really good. So like Corpse Mountain is arguably the best. Titan Raising is really good if you have a low city level. It absolutely is god awful at my city level, so I'm not going to pick that. Yeah, and so we're just going to keep chugging along. Anything good here? 60%. I'll take it. You meat. Get them Titan levels. Alright. The last level that I get to cheat down to. Zombie Ruler. So this isn't a terrible run, all in all. I would have loved to have gotten a Corpse Mountain by now, just because that would have made this so much easier. Cool. And then, oh, hey, finally, I get a freaking key. So, 2. So what I'm basically doing in every floor is I'm trying to find the benefit building before I go after the boss. And the reason being is sometimes it'll be the either decreases wounded or the like this one. It'll be the decreases wounded or like the attack buff. The very first floor that you can't auto through is fine to just jump in and do, because you're always going to be able to overpower it, or at least I've always been able to overpower this first floor. And you'll see here, so my wounded is, I'm down to 86%. We're going to take everyone by 80, though, because that's way better. If you're going for score, kill everything. I'm going to go for score today, because I got good zombie upgrades. And so we're going to find out about the zombies here in a second. Again, surmount, the best thing here. The zombie attack is a very close second, by the way. Oh, good. That makes this easy. So, on floors where you don't get a buff at all, like this one, I will use the first aid kit. And I will mess up the boss like that. Just because it helps. Ooh, Corpse Mountain. This is getting to be a really good run. And now we're just going to quickly burn through. I guess I could get more percentage. We will quickly burn through everything here, and you'll notice. So we're dropping percentage. We're dropping percentage, right? We're 75. We went down 2%. We went down 2%. We went down 2%. We went down 1%. And so you'll see the percentage slowly start to decrease as the fights go on, because your zombies always refresh to full. So what ends up happening is at a certain point, you will just have all of your zombies available. So we're going to try this with an attack buff. I think we're going to succeed. You can see those zombies, they're really good there. It's a huge buff. I cannot stress it enough. Having good amounts of zombies makes Medici a lot easier. Okay, and hey, Quartz Mountain. So now we should be getting very little damage. Yeah. So we're on another level, right? And these guys should be just destroying my troops by comparison to the previous tier, right, where I'm losing 2% per. But now that I'm at this part where it's just zombies, you can see that my wounded isn't going up by a lot. Like, if we actually watch the battle, you'll see the collapse that I mentioned, right? And so all the units kind of come down, and then they start to collapse onto that individual point. That's why we put the other ones out there. If you don't, what ends up happening is they'll walk up and they'll start attacking your back row first, and they'll kill you from the back out. I really want to buy this, but I'm not going to spend 4,000 gold on it. That's just not worth it. So again, watch. Because they collapse in for the unit in the front row, and they have these side rows to go after, it kind of gives them something to target before they stop, and because they stop, they attack my zombies. And so as long as this is what happens, I will continue to have basically 0 losses. And the goal is to do this until I can't anymore. So you don't want to heal at all until you absolutely have to. Oh, I forgot to click the skip animation. But hey, it's another floor where I can kill all the zombies real quick. Oh, and I forgot to click it again. Rushing for videos. I want to keep the time down on this one. Alright, so skip battle animation. I don't care about the little guys. Now this guy I might have to heal to kill, but we're going to try him without it. Just because I am worried. Although, I guess I was worried for no reason. God, this is a good run then. I'm on floor 15 and I'm not having to heal yet. Again, ruler, right? Making sure that those biochemical zombies can do their job even better is always going to be beneficial. I'm actually going to pick this up because I do not have a lot of attack stems. Yeah, we're still good on the wounded. It's a very good run. I'm happy for that, actually, because my last couple haven't been that great. I keep not getting like zombie upgrades, which just makes this harder. I've heard of a few people that will say, like, I've heard of and rumored a fleet where you just use zombies in back row. I think in theory it might work. I haven't tested it yet. I like the way I'm doing it only because I know for a fact that it keeps all of the battle lines set so that when you get in position, you can just kind of win. Right? And so the goal is really... Oh, this might be the one that breaks me. Those are melting. Maybe. Oh, nope, the zombies held true. But you can see why, like, I don't know. I like this better. I know this works. Trying just the zombies is really just gambling, right? You are legitimately throwing out the dice. I'm going to go... that one. You're just throwing out the dice to say, am I going to get a good zombie run or am I going to get a bad zombie run, right? Whereas if you have the troops as a fallback, you can at least get to, your highest wave. Like, it's not going to be very hard for most people who are following this method to get to wave 10, 12, 13 on their very first run through. And I'm going to try to do a low-level city Medici run here soon, too, once mine unlocks it. But I wanted to get this fleet out for everyone else first. I also may get you guys a special treat, which is going to be my wife's mid-range city. I'm going to have her help me record a video so you can see what a mid-range formation for Medici looks like as well. All right. Is this the one that forces me to heal? Yeah, it will be. There's no way those don't die. Okay, so we've made it this far. Whew. We're on layer 17, which is amazing. We're going to heal. Whenever I heal, I always like to try the first aid first just to see if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, this works. If I'm unlucky, this doesn't work. Because 0 wounded is 0 wounded is 0 wounded, and I'm lucky. So I get to introduce everyone on YouTube to floor 18. So if you've never seen it before, welcome to floor 18. It sucks. Floor 19 is the fun one. I forgot about that. So my goal for this floor right now is going to be to do as much damage as possible without actually losing a lot of troops. Since we're having such a good run, I will spend 1,000 gold. Zombie hit points. Okay, good. Please let me do this with just that. This would be great. I don't think I'll be able to, though. Oh, man. I don't want to miss out on this, so we're going to do something I don't normally do. Because I really want to show you guys the next floor. This is difficult. I'm still going to go surmount. Okay. Yeah, normally I don't recommend buying these things, but for the good of content, will spend a little bit of money just because I think just this reveal is my favorite part. I remember the first time I got here. Let's see, I need to keep 2 of these, and I'll need 1 of those. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Floor 19. So cool looking. I love floor 19 because it just looks so amazing. So the thing with floor 19 is it depends on how much of a spender you want to be today. Do I drop $90 worth of gold. How are my gold packs? We're doing it. We're doing it. All right. This is for you, YouTube. This is for you. Here we go. We're going to have the most fun. Ruler's going to be attack. We need damage. We need damage. Surmount. All right. Last one. Come on, Corpse Mountain. All right. Well, they're not the greatest, but that's okay. All right, so here we go. The thing with these guys is they all have different levels. So this one's level 20, this one's level 19, this one's level 21, and this one's level 22. So the first thing that you need to know is you get more points based on how much damage you deal according to the highest damage. So the best thing to do first off the bat is, the reason why I bought the first aid chest down in the last tier is because I knew I wanted 4. 4 is the magical number that lets me do this. 0 wounded 4 times. It's going to be the most base damage that I can do without healing at all. And I killed one. I've never killed one. Okay, cool. So here we go. We're going to do this again. Oh, she's such a freaking beast. All right. And so now that's dealt some damage. We've got more precision parts. And again, we're just going to hit each one of them with a first aid. Wow. That thing instantly killed my Titans. Oh no! I didn't click the buff first. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it now. Alright. So. We're going to try to kill this guy. Because now that we've dealt damage to each one of them once. I was worried that would happen that way. We're going to do that. And we're going to try one more time, full buffed. And I think this is where this ends no matter what. So no matter what I do from this point on, there's not much more I can do to stop these guys. And yeah, I don't have enough damage to kill more than one. So, anyways, you guys can kind of see Medici, floor 18. You can get some serious points by getting down to, sorry, floor 19. You can get some serious points by coming down here. That is kind of the full breadth of this. Apparently, I am first for now. That won't last. It just never lasts. But anyways, this is... been a pretty good run for me. It's actually one of my better runs ever. But you guys can kind of see the formation, what I use, how I get there. So I hope that helps. This event is mostly luck, so don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. So as always, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I hope this helps for more Medici formation, buffs, all of that other stuff. It's a very good run, so I think there's a lot to learn from. And don't do what I did and spend a bunch of gold to get a little bit more damage on the floor if you're not really going for that every single week. I just felt like this would be more fun this way. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope that made people happy. So have a good rest of your day, and thank you guys so much.